In the Heights, Wicked, and Wicked for Good, please welcome director Jon M. Chu.
Yeah, I'm not singing free tonight. I'm so sorry. Good evening. How's everyone doing tonight? It doesn't matter what you think. Sorry, that's a classic Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson smackdown. He's shaking his head. Oh, I'm so sorry for that. My kids said, "Don't do it, Dad. Don't do it," and I did it. So I'm an idiot. So in 2013, when I was casting the role of Roadblock in G.I. Joe Retaliation, I knew I needed someone larger than life, someone with undeniable charisma, someone who could not just carry a movie, but a franchise and a big-ass gun. And that someone was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Yes, yes. Franchise Viagra is what we used to call him, as we know, but he is so much more than that. His work ethic is like no other. If you know, you know. He's often asked, what's the secret to success? And his answer is always the same. There are no secrets, Jon. Be humble, be hungry, and always be the hardest worker in the room. And he is. And that is what separates him. And beneath that larger-than-life persona and ginormous muscle mass is his biggest muscle of all, his heart. And even that has an 8-pack, if you can believe it. It's true. I will never forget the first day on set shooting our movie with explosions and stunts and special effects. Amongst all the chaos, he came up to me and put his arm around my puny little shoulders, and he said, "You know, Jon, you look like you could be my cousin." I mean, like the other smaller, not as good-looking side of the family, but still my cousin. And he continued, "Can you believe a person who looks like you and a person who looks like me can be directing and starring in this giant movie from a big-ass studio for the world to enjoy? I just want you to know I got you, and we're gonna kill this shit together." That's what he said to me. I never really thought about my cultural identity on a Hollywood set, at least not out loud, but he immediately called it out. And that whisper, yes, that rock whisper, never left me and inspired me in all my work going forward, even to this day, including deciding to do Crazy Rich Asians with an all-Asian cast. See, this is what he does, not as a moment, but as a practice. He lives every day through this lens of pursuing greatness, and brings his people along with him, cementing him as not only one of the most recognizable and influential superstars on the planet, but the most beloved, and not just amongst the fans, but amongst his fellow cast and crew. It is what makes every movie he is in not just another movie, but a shot to the moon, to push the business forward. It always has purpose, and that impact always goes far beyond the screen. He is everything you hope he is. If you know him, you know. I still get texts to this day from him that say things like, "You got this, brother. Tackle the day. It's yours." Or, "Whatever you're going through, it's nothing compared to how you're gonna conquer it." Yes, I get motivational life texts from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. That is really true. And every time I do, I am reminded that every day is the opportunity to make yourself and the world around you better. That is his heart. Although more recently, his texts are just about how proud he is of his daughters. Yes, Dwayne is such a dad texter now. I expect emojis and memes very soon, but he's not quite there yet. I do want to tell one personal story that means a lot to me. I have a brother with special needs, and his name is Howard. And he came to our set one day because he loves The Rock. We used to watch WWF and WWE growing up. And he came on set, and of course, Dwayne comes over and gives him a big hug. It's like, "Howie, nice to meet you." And Howie's like, "Can you do your phrase?" And he's like, "My phrase?" Like, "You know, the the smell thing. And he's like, oh, if you smell what The Rock is cooking. And so that's what, if you smell what The Rock is cooking. And Howie was like, no, the way you do it. And we're shooting like right over, Bruce Willis is literally shooting right over there. And Dwayne looks around and he's like, if you feel, and he did the tongue thing, what The Rock is cooking! And the whole crew like lit up and there was a huge cheer and it was the most, he made my brother's, not just day, but his life. And I'll never forget that. A year later, they only met that once. A year later, my brother calls me and my older brother, who usually takes care of my brother and takes him to things, they're like, oh, we're going to see Monday Night Raw. And I think Dwayne might be here. Can you tell him we're here? And I didn't get the text. I was like doing something. And so they just go. They just go. And of course, leave it up to Dwayne. He sees them in the crowd before he goes up. And he says, Howie, get over here. And he brings them backstage. And Howie gets to introduce my big brother to Dwayne, which was like the best moment. And my brother's like, what is happening? And he gave him a bunch of Rock stuff. And then he knew he was gonna, I think he was gonna have a hard time that night, Dwayne. I think he was gonna get beat or something like that. So he took my brother and he put him to the side and he said, listen, you look him right in the eye and he says, whatever happens tonight, Howard, I want you to know that I'm having a great time out there. And he sent him on his way. And that is the kind of heart he is. And no matter how big you think Dwayne is, he's still just coming into the most impactful chapter of his life. In The Smashing Machine, he finally gets to show that heart and his vulnerability. It is a masterwork that even I forgot I was watching Dwayne in that movie. Watch his eyes, watch his commitment. In that hotel detox scene, oh my gosh. His shoulders crumble, his voice cracks. He becomes so small in what is already a small room. There is no heroism in that, just confusion and surrender. It is the most uncomfortable scene in the best way possible because he's not asking the audience to forgive his character. He's asking just to show you the truth, just to show you what the cost is. The artist is emerging, and I see that. This is what makes him an icon, a timeless, ever-evolving reflection of who we all aspire to be. That is what he's cooking. So, let's take a look at the work of my brother, Dwayne Johnson.
There are few Hollywood superstars whose journey to stardom are as varied and diverse as Dwayne Johnson's. Born Dwayne Douglas Johnson in Hayward, California, to a Black Nova Scotian father and Samoan mother, Johnson would spend much of his early childhood in Hawaii. But his love of sports would eventually make sure that his horizons were broadened. Though a talented football player playing college football at the University of Miami and a short stint in the Canadian Football League, it was almost predestined that he would eventually enter the family business. As the son of wrestling legend Rocky Johnson and his mother's ties to the famous Anawahi wrestling family, he would soon be tasked with continuing the dynasty and forging his own legacy. So when he emerged as The Rock, well, fans just couldn't get enough of what The Rock was cooking. So it wasn't long before Hollywood would come knocking. Booked for a brief cameo in The Mummy Returns, with less than 10 minutes of screen time and despite some very dubious CGI, it was clear to audience and critics alike that they were witnessing the birth of a movie star. And within a year, he had landed the leading role in his very own spinoff, The Scorpion King. His movie career was off and running. It was obvious even back then that he had range, but it was as an action star that Johnson would dominate.
This is my town.
And what an action star. Film after film, box office smash after box office smash. The hits kept coming.
Let's go save the world.
He was not only saving the world, he was taking it over. And in 2011, he would bring new blood to the Fast and Furious franchise.
And above all else, we don't ever let them get in the cars.
Starring in 5, 6, 7, 8, a surprise cameo in 10,
You son.
as well as starring in the Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw.
No way. This guy's a real ass.
Dwayne Johnson was a bona fide Hollywood powerhouse, one of Time's 100. twinkle in his eye.
Who the hell are you?
A baby.
And don't forget, he can sing too.
Well, come to think of it, kid, honestly, I could go on and on. I could explain every natural
So what
phenomenon.
more can be said about a man who effortlessly moves from action star to animated musical god to champion wrestler and back again, who dominates the TV screen as easily as the movie screen?
I'm really good at it.
The highest grossing actor in the world for 2013, 19, 20, 21, and 24. The fifth highest grossing actor of all time, 40 plus films with a collective revenue of just under $14 billion. Not bad for that little kid from Hayward.
And thank you!
But now, as he enters the second act of his career, Dwayne Johnson is taking on more emotional roles.
Probably looking at my eyes.
How did that happen?
His astonishing performance as real-life MMA fighter Mark Kerr in The Smashing Machine has not only earned him his first Golden Globe nomination,
I just need you to let me in.
but universal critical acclaim.
About you, only about fucking you!
Let's fucking go.
So tonight, we celebrate that kid from Hayward who became a champion wrestler, box office phenomenon, and devoted family man. All with a sense of humor and that smoldering intensity. We here at ABFF Honors are definitely smelling what Dwayne Johnson is cooking. And that's why we are so proud to present this year's Entertainment Icon Award.
You're welcome.
To wrestler, actor, producer, husband, father, and icon. The one, the only, Dwayne Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Icon Awards, my team present for Dwayne Johnson!
Thank you. Whew, that got me. You know, that song. Thank you. That song, My Way, was, especially in the movie Smashing Machine, that was Elvis's version. He sang that. That version you heard was from Hawaii. And he had that concert there, the famous concert, when we were there and we were struggling. And that was my grandfather's favorite song. So, sorry, 1 second. I receive. Thank you. Thank you to this room. Thank you, Jeff and Nicole. Thank you for providing this incredible platform. Our relationship goes back almost 20 years. When I first came in Miami, where I was trying not to get a divorce because it was Miami. John Chu, thank you for those incredible words. You're a busy man, and it meant a lot to me that you would come out tonight away from your family. I know what your babies mean. You've been on the road promoting Wicked, and that's been a 5-year journey for you. But thank you for coming, and I appreciate it. And thank you to all the honorees. Jay Hudd, I've known you for such a long time. I'm so proud of you. Like, man, I told Meredith, I was like, shit, what a reminder of everything she's done. This is really amazing. I'm so proud of you. And what a beautiful speech. I too start singing in keys that don't exist when Queen Angela, what a beautiful speech. That was incredible. I turned to Nicole. I was like, well, I don't know if I can follow that. It was really beautiful. But what a beautiful room. And what a beautiful room of love and support and not competition, and us celebrating our culture and our art. And, it got me thinking, I look at my dad and my mom. My dad's no longer with us, and I always like to give him, his heavenly flowers, because even though we had a complicated relationship, I was reminded, he came up as a black man in the 60s and the 70s here in the States in professional wrestling. That was different. That's a different crowd back then. It's a different audience. And he And he still chased that excellence and that greatness that this whole room embodies. And he was one of my heroes growing up, my dad, so was Muhammad Ali, those two men, and my mom, one of my heroes. And I started thinking about Black excellence and Black greatness and the chase of Black excellence and Black greatness. And it also made me think that's connected to something you said, Queen Angela, which is endurance and to endure. And I feel like if we continue to chase Black excellence, well, that's connected to endurance. And what endurance is connected to is resilience. And that's this room, resilience, resilient men and women. And then I started to think, well, that resilience is connected to survival. And that's what we are, survivors who have that warrior spirit in us, our ancestors, our loved ones. And then I thought, I was driving over here and I thought, oh, you know, there's one more thing. And I was on the red carpet and someone asked me a question and I had said this one thing, which I'm gonna share with you in a second. And as soon as I said it, I thought, shit, that sounds pretty good. I'm gonna go with that, that feels good. It's the excellence, it's the endurance, it's the resilience, it's the survival. It's in us, it's in our DNA of Black men and women, brown men and women. And by the way, I just have to say, Jennifer and folks up here, they thank their team. I want to thank my team. Because they've been with me for a long time, and this group here is, not only are they proud Black human beings, brown human beings, but they're all women. And I love that. That's my team. Meredith, Kara, Bianca, Maya. Got my Jewish agent there, he's bald, he's one of us too, it's okay. Sam Rabinovitz. Right on, you got it, brother. He's my guy. But the thing I want to share with you that I realized is maybe a polarizing word, and sometimes a phrase is, maybe it could be weaponized, but that's okay. Because all these things that we have been imbued with as Black culture is, it all connects back to a chip. And we have a chip. I believe that when I first got to Hollywood, I looked around and I didn't see anybody who looked like me. I didn't see a half Black, half Samoan man who I could look to, or maybe there was a blueprint. There was none of that. And then I was told back then, well, the big stars at that time, George Clooney, Johnny Depp, Will Smith, well, you shouldn't call yourself The Rock. Maybe you shouldn't go to the gym as much. Maybe you shouldn't talk about wrestling. You got to do it this way. They do it like that, therefore you should do it like this. And I tried that for a little while, and I thought, this doesn't feel right to me. And then finally, I wanted to break that infrastructure, and I said, well, I'm going to do this. I got to do it my way. And that created that chip. But beyond the chip, I feel like everybody in this room and in our industry as artists, as creatives, as human beings, I believe we all have that chip. It's that desire to chase that greatness. But we also have this fire in our spine, I believe, to do more and to buck the odds. And when someone says, hey, you should do it like this, or you can't do it like that, or here's a good one, stay in your lane, it's working. I don't want to stay in my lane. I want to do more. I want to take a brass ring and take it to places that it's never been taken before. And if I fail, that's okay, because I failed being myself. And that's important. So in closing, what I'd love to say, and Jennifer, you said this, and it was beautiful because you were talking to your son, young David Jr., is, there's gonna be maybe kids out there who are gonna watch this who are not in this room, maybe adults out there who are gonna watch this who are not in this room. Black, brown, all colors, this message goes to them, is that just because something has never been done doesn't mean that it can't be done. It just means that we haven't figured out how to do it yet. and we will figure out how to do it. So I appreciate you all. This was an amazing night. I love the love, I love the support, I love the celebration, and cheers to finding a way to doing things that have never been done. Love you guys. Thank you.